if they're even going to be able to pay next month's rent. How does Israeli law protect the people who can't pay their rent? Well, joining us with some answers is ILTV contributor and consumer behavior expert Vili Abraham on the phone. So normally in Israel, apartment owners can take renters to court or have them forcibly removed if they violate their agreements. But because of this crisis, many people may not actually be able to pay their rent. So does Israeli law protect tenants?
Well, yes, apparently it does, because according to some lawyers, they believe that renters have the law on their side due to the unusual and unpredictable circumstances brought on by the coronavirus. So it means that according to the law, that probably not paying rent will not be considered breach of contract. But it also depends on the particular clauses included in contracts.
Interesting. Now, what about for business owners?
All right, well, to look at business owners, a lot of big retailers have turned to the administration of malls and shopping centers, and they have stated assertively that they will not pay rent as of the 1st of April because there's just no income. There are some malls that have stated themselves that they will not be collecting rent because there's no income and because stores cannot open.
Right.
So it looks like both sides understand that it's a very particular circumstance that they have to come to some agreements.
Now, can renters and owners come to some sort of compromise in the case that, there's a renter who doesn't want to breach their contract?
Yes. What they can do is, and by the way, all over the world, there are laws that say that landlords cannot evict their renters for 3 months because of the circumstances. However, according to the law, what you can do is you can try to negotiate with your landlord and say, look, I've lost my job. I cannot pay this month. So let's see whether, there can be a deferral, and maybe I will pay in a month or 2 months' time, and I will also, I'll pay it in a few installments. So it's a matter of negotiating with your landlord, because most of them do understand that these are very specific and unusual circumstances.
Right. Well, how are other countries helping, renters and business owners deal with rent payments? You mentioned that some, I guess, are allowing, pushed off payments.
Yeah, well, if you look at malls and shopping centers, there's really no law to protect retailers.
Right.
However, a lot of them have contracts where there is a pandemic or epidemic clause which protects them from paying rent at this time. If you look at renters, there are states like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco that have in place what is called eviction moratorium, which means that renters cannot be evicted for 90 days.
Right, you mentioned that.
And New York even has what is called a one-shot deal, which is an emergency assistance program, which helps renters pay 1 month's worth of rent.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you for this very, very informative update. I know a lot of our viewers were very